For over 20 years, shiny hunting Deoxys in FireRed and LeafGreen was impossible for 99% of players. You needed an event ticket that was only distributed in person at specific locations back in 2004. Same deal with Ho-Oh and Lugia. Unless you were one of the lucky few who attended those events, these shiny hunts were completely locked off. But not anymore. The Switch re-release made the Aurora ticket and Mystic ticket available to everyone. Beat the Elite Four, check your bag, and boom. Birth Island, Naval Rock, Shiny Deoxys, Shiny Ho-Oh, Shiny Lugia, all huntable, all at full odds, all glorious. And those aren't even the only incredible hunts in these games. Today I am breaking down the absolute best shiny hunts in FireRed and LeafGreen. The ones you need to go for, how to get them, and why FireRed LeafGreen might secretly be the best shiny hunting game ever made. What's going on, guys? It's Dan or aDrive here, and if you guys are hyped for shiny hunting in FireRed LeafGreen, make sure you guys hit that like button down below and subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. And don't forget, I've got some amazing new merch designs at Team Shiny. You can go to teamshiny.com and use code WINS or WAVES and get 30% off if you pick up 3 shirts or more. So deck out your closet with your favorite shinies and don't miss out. Now, before we dive into the hunts, let's break down some simple fundamentals because Gen 3 shiny hunting is a different beast. I do want to mention I did a full breakdown on this on a separate video. You can find the link in the description below. To recap, the shiny odds in FireRed LeafGreen are 1 in 8,192. It's full odds. There's no shiny charm, no Masuda method, no chaining, no Poke Radar, nothing to boost your chances. Every single encounter is a flat 1 in 8192 roll. This is old school shiny hunting, the way it was meant to be. But the Switch version gave us one massive quality of life upgrade, soft resetting. You can press A, B, X, Y simultaneously and you're instantly back on the title screen. You don't have to close the game, you don't have to reboot. You can just press that button combination and you're ready for your next attempt. It's buttery smooth and it makes soft resetting way more comfortable than they were on the original GBA. A couple quick tools that are going to be helpful for you is the Illuminate strategy. In LeafGreen, you're able to get a Star U pretty early, but in FireRed, you're going to need Chinchou or to trade. But Illuminate in the front slot of your party is going to double your encounter rate, so that allows you to find more encounters per minute, which means that you get more shiny rolls per hour. Secondly, the Repel trick is a handy thing to know. You can use a Repel with a Pokemon at a specific level at your lead slot. Repel blocks encounters with Pokemon below your lead's level, but anything at or above that level will still appear. This allows you to filter out specific encounters and target exactly what you want. This is essential for roaming legendaries, but it does have some niche applications throughout the game for some of the rarer Pokemon encounters. Now let's get into some of these incredible shiny hunts that you can go for. The day 1 hunt, and number 1 for a reason, is certainly your shiny starters. You can shiny hunt the second the game begins. Save in front of the table with the 3 Pokeballs, pick your starter, and check if it's shiny. If it's not, reset. Pick again, and rinse and repeat. It's worth noting that none of the starters are shiny locked, of course. Charmander, Squirtle, and Bulbasaur are all fair game. And let's be real, shiny Charmander is the hunt. You're doing this for the Black Charizard, arguably one of the most iconic shiny Pokemon ever made. The jet black body with the crimson red underwings, it's the crown jewel of shiny collections since Gen 2 introduced shinies. Getting one legitimately in FireRed LeafGreen at 1 in 8192 odds is a badge of honor. But don't sleep on the other 2. Shiny Squirtle gives a deep purple Blastoise, which is gorgeous, and Shiny Bulbasaur gives you a slightly different green Venusaur. I like it a lot. It's not the flashiest, but a legitimate full odds starter is a super flex. It's also worth noting that your starter choice determines which roaming legendary beast you get later. Charmander gives you Suicune, Bulbasaur gets you Entei, Squirtle gets you Raikou, so keep that in mind if you're planning ahead for your legendary beast hunt too. Each soft reset takes a while, so this is a hunt that you're going to want to be patient for, especially at those 8192 odds, but I'll tell you what, if and when you get that shiny starter, you are going to be so stoked about it. If you're hunting for a shiny starter, let me know in the comments down below. I'm wishing you good luck. Now let's talk about the hunt that was impossible and the hunt that we opened this all up with. The headline hunt that is shiny Deoxys. This is the single most important Pokemon in the game in my opinion, and it makes FireRed LeafGreen a must purchase for shiny hunters on the Switch. Shiny Deoxys was functionally impossible for almost every FireRed LeafGreen player for 22 years. The Aurora ticket required attending a real-life event in 2004. If you missed it, tough luck. Birth Island was permanently locked. On the Switch version, you beat the Elite Four, enter the Hall of Fame, and both the Aurora ticket and Mystic ticket are automatically added to your key items. No event needed, no mystery gift, you just beat the game. Take the Aurora ticket to the Vermilion City port. The sailor will take you to Birth Island. On the island, there's a dark triangular rock. You'll need to solve a stepping puzzle, interact with the triangle while taking the fewest possible steps each time. It turns redder with each correct interaction until Deoxys appears. Deoxys is level 30, its attack form in FireRed, defense form in LeafGreen, and critically it's not shiny locked, so save right before interacting with the final puzzle step and soft reset to your heart's content. Shiny Deoxys is stunning. That neon green body goes so hard. It's one of the most striking shinies in the entire franchise. And the fact that this is one of the only legitimate ways to shiny hunt Deoxys in any Pokemon game makes this hunt incredibly special. A Gen 3 shiny Deoxys from Birth Island is one of the rarest and most prestigious shinies you can own, and now everyone can hunt for it. I legitimately am gonna play through this entire game just so I can get to this shiny hunt. And you already know I want that defense form Deoxys. Now let's talk about Shiny Ho-Oh and Lugia. This is the same deal. The Mystic Ticket was event only for 22 years, and now it's free after the Elite Four. Take the Mystic Ticket to the Vermilion Port and sail to Naval Rock. Inside, you'll find a long corridor that ends at a fork. Go up for Oh-Oh, go down for Lugia. Both are level 70, and both are available in both versions. This is really cool because it's not version exclusive. You can actually get both in the same save file. Save in front of each of them before interacting, and you can soft reset with ABXY until it's shiny. Shiny Ho-Oh goes from its usual red and gold to this kind of orange and gold. It's honestly beautiful. This is like the golden phoenix, and Shiny Lugia is pretty sweet too, but I'm a fan of the Ho-Oh the most. Up next is Shiny Mewtwo, which is the OG legendary hunt. Cerulean Cave, the endgame dungeon, and waiting at the bottom, none other than Mewtwo, level 70, the most powerful Pokemon in Generation 1, and one of the most iconic shiny hunts in the franchise. Shiny Mewtwo swaps its usual purple for a vibrant green tail and body tint. It's pretty clean and it's very recognizable, and in FireRed LeafGreen, Mewtwo is a static encounter. You simply save in front of it and soft reset it. Mewtwo is available after beating the Elite Four and completing the post-game Sevi Islands quest. Once Cerulean Cave opens up, save right in front of that Mewtwo and start resetting. Now let's talk about the Kanto Bird Trio. All static encounters, all shiny huntable, and all pretty sweet. Shiny Articuno trades its icy blue for a lighter kind of blue. It's subtle, but it's elegant. It's found deep in Seafoam Islands at level 50. Zapdos goes from its yellow to more of a burnt orange. It's pretty sweet. It sits in the power plant at level 50. Shiny Moltres swaps its fiery orange for a more pinkish tone. It's on the top of Mount Ember in the Sevi Islands at level 50. You just save in front of them and soft reset them. It's the same drill. You just check if they're shiny, and if not, you keep on resetting. If you want the full legendary collection, you're looking at the 3 birds, Mewtwo, Ho-Oh, Deoxys, and your roaming beast. That gives you 8 different legendaries or mythical shiny hunts to go for on a single save file in FireRed LeafGreen. That's pretty good content. This next one is not for the faint of heart. After completing the Sevi Islands post-game and helping Celio with the Ruby and Sapphire Network machine quest, one of the 3 Johto legendary beasts starts roaming Kanto. Bulbasaur starters get Entei, Squirtle gets Raikou, and Charmander gets Suicune. Now it's worth noting that the shininess is actually determined when it's released into the wild, which means you actually need to save before completing the quest that triggers the roaming. If it's not shiny when you first encounter it, it's never going to be shiny, and you have to reset before it was generated and try again. You're going to want to use the repel trick I mentioned at the beginning of this video. You put a Pokemon between level 40 and 49 in your lead slot, pop a repel, and walk through the grass on Route 1. You can alternate between Route 1 and Pallet Town to randomize the beast's location, or find 2 routes that you can walk between that have mostly lower levels. It's also worth noting for the Switch version that the infamous Roar bug was fixed. On the original GBA, if Entei or Raikou used Roar during the encounter, they would permanently vanish from your save. Gone forever. So fortunately on the Switch, they fixed that, so it's a pretty big deal. Shiny Entei looks pretty sweet. I love that darker tone. Raikou is solid, it gets a different look, and Suicune goes for kind of a different type of blue. All 3 of them are elite shinies though, and honestly, any full out shiny in FireRed LeafGreen is a huge win. Now there's some underrated hunts that you should know about in this game, and those involve the Game Corner and some of the prizes that you can get throughout the game. The Celadon Game Corner lets you buy Pokemon with your coins. Abra, Clefairy, Dratini, Scyther in FireRed or Pinsir in LeafGreen, and Porygon. You save in front of the prize counter, you buy, and if it's not shiny, you reset. You can even buy multiple if you want to save yourself some time on checking. Shiny Abra is pretty sweet, but you're not going to be able to get an Alakazam unless you have a trade. Dratini obviously is that green Dragonite when it gets fully evolved, and Shiny Porygon is one of my absolute favorites, and this is the hunt that I would recommend going for. However, I'm going to be real, some of these shiny colors in FireRed LeafGreen look a little different than the modern games, and Pinsir goes so incredibly hard. Then, of course, there's the Magikarp Salesman on Route 4. 500 Pokebucks for a Magikarp, you save before buying it. If it's not shiny, you just reset. This is a really good one because it gets you an express ticket to a red Gyarados, which is pretty sweet. You can obviously get it for free in gold and silver, and we may see those come to the Switch, but for now, this is a huge win. And don't forget about the gift Eevee in the Celadon Mansion and the gift Lapras at Silphco. Both are static gifts, and both can be shiny hunted before receiving them. The shiny Eevee is the huge win. You can go Vaporeon, Jolteon, or Flareon, but don't forget you can't get Espeon or Umbreon, which in my opinion is the biggest bummer of all time. And the Snorlax, those can be reset as well. There's one on Route 12 and 16. save before using the Poke Flute, and you'll be able to get a deeper blue shiny Snorlax if you get lucky. Now there's some really cool random encounter gems that you can go for, and this is where you're going to want that Staryu. Ponyta on Route 17 goes with those beautiful blue flames that turn gray when it turns into a Rapidash. Growlithe on Route 7 and 8 in Fire Red gives you that golden orange Arcanine, which is super regal. Ninetales is pretty sweet too with that silvery coloration. The Safari Zone is the gauntlet though. You get your Chansey, Tauros, Kangaskhan, Scyther, Pinsir. They can all be shiny, but obviously you're dealing with Safari Balls, so good luck there. If you get a shiny Chansey in Fire Red Leaf Green in the Safari Zone, you might just be one of the greatest shiny hunters of all time. There's also some really big wins on the Sevi Islands. You can go for Tyranitar, Heracross, and much more, but plenty of random encounters for you to go for. Let me put this all into perspective. Fire Red Leaf Green on the Switch gives you access to shiny huntable Deoxys, Ho-Oh, Lugia, Mewtwo, all 3 legendary birds, a roaming beast with a fixed Roarbug, 3 starters including the Black Charizard, game corner targets, gift Pokemon, and dozens of iconic Kanto random encounters. There's some premium shiny targets in a single cartridge that most modern Pokemon games offer. And here's the thing I love about all this, you're doing it full odds. These shinies need to be earned, and the kicker is that Pokemon Home support has been confirmed. Right now it's listed as coming in the future, but once it's live you can move these Pokemon into modern games. That shiny Deoxys from Birth Island is the real prize, but honestly I would keep mine in these Gen 3 titles because they're pretty sweet walking around in Fire Red Leaf Green. Now I haven't done a lot of shiny hunting over the last couple years, but Fire Red Leaf Green has me itching to shiny hunt again. I'm actually considering doing a full-blown shiny badge quest this summer, which would be nuts. Someone convinced me that this is a bad idea because I'm really thinking about it. At the very least, I gotta go for a shiny Deoxys, there's no doubt about that. Let me know in the comments down below which shiny you guys are going for in Fire Red Leaf Green. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, and don't forget about Team Shiny. Use code WINS or code WAVES to save yourself some money and pick up some sweet swag. Until the next video.